Welcome to Soul Steps with Dr. Ren. I'm your heart-to-heart walking companion. These short, soulful reflections come straight from my morning devotion walks. Think of it as a chat with your bestie that feeds your mind and spirit. Walk with me or just listen and get ready to feel uplifted, informed, and inspired. Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend and that you got all of your, or most of your Thanksgiving shopping completed. Did you get your turkey? Did you get stuffing? Did you get macaroni and cheese? I am sharing Thanksgiving with a friend, having Friendsgiving this year. Even though I'm only bringing 6 people, he only asked me to make Brussels sprouts. Now I make very delicious Brussels sprouts. I've got 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts, but I think I'm gonna make something else. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll be inspired to make something sweet. Maybe just some cookies. I don't think I could do my grandmother's Christmas cookies in time because it's a lot. But I don't know. We'll see. I am excited about Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. It is my favorite holiday. It goes between Thanksgiving and 4th of July because I like fireworks. But Thanksgiving is a great holiday. I have a word for you today, and the past couple of days I've been having technological challenges. I had a system of recording and posting all during my walk, but videos take up a lot of space, and what's happening is I've had to delete the videos so that I can record in iMovie or edit in iMovie, then export it, this whole process. And clearly I'm not a professional vlogger or YouTuber yet, but I am definitely a lot more experienced than I was 22 days ago. It's been 22 days. So what that means is this morning I was up early and I was catching up on uploading from my computer the videos I never uploaded from my phone. So if you have just found me, you can give yourself a little 22-day challenge and just watch some of the old videos. They're timeless. I do say things that are timely, like I'm talking about Thanksgiving, and it might not be Thanksgiving when you're watching this, but there's always a little nugget in each little soul step has a little nugget for you. So I hope that you will check out those other videos, especially I feel like there might be something to which ones didn't load, like maybe there was a special message for somebody and our adversary is trying to block stuff. Maybe it's Mercury retrograde messing with electronics. I don't know. But it's fixed now. And I'm actually going to be getting some new equipment. My oldest son may be trying to fight me for it because he's the one that asked me for it. It's kind of a big ticket item. Then when I was researching it, I was like, I think I need that. It's a camera specific for recording video, so I might move away from my phone. Phone is very practical, but it has limitations. So I can get a memory card and have a backlight and not be Blair Witch Project, because walking in the dark. So, okay, the word I have for you today is sharing with you my experiences since praying the Surrender Novena. My friend sent this to me a couple of days ago, and it's not the first time I've heard this one. It's definitely not the first time I prayed this one, since Not My Will But Yours Be Done is like my favorite prayer. Second favorite prayer, Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy, Lord have mercy. Second favorite prayer. First favorite prayer, Not My Will But Yours Be Done. That was very key in me transitioning to surrender. And I even had a challenge in my family a couple years ago to challenge us to have that be our first conscious thought of every day was surrender. So, but God's mercies are new every day, and we can have insights from things we thought we knew. So this was a kind of a devotion around the Surrender Novena, and I was kind of I have this whole system of devotion and prayer and scripture. God, it's not as rigid as it sounds, because I do mix it up, but I do use an app, and I have a routine that I schedule into the app, and that helps. I gotta turn off my notifications. I do not like getting interrupted by notifications in my morning. So the surrender prayer is, Jesus, I surrender myself to you. Take care of everything. Simple. It's pretty much not my will but yours be done in simpler language. And what struck me today as I was praying this prayer was the commentary that was given about different ways that we pray. A lot of times in our frustration, desperation, agony, suffering, pain. Okay, I'm going to say we. I really mean me. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know how you pray. If you pray. I'm just going to make it personal. If it's you, it's you. When I'm in those types of situations, I'm not my best self, and I tend towards control. Which is why I need to pray the surrender prayer every day. Because when I'm under the stress, my instinct is to take control. I love being in control. Who doesn't? I'm good at controlling. I'm a leader. I'm not afraid of being in charge. I have an overdeveloped sense of personal responsibility. I think I can do anything. I have a lot of self-confidence. Maybe too much. I be confident about stuff I know nothing about. That's that Dunning-Kruger effect, where it's like you only know enough to be dangerous. Now you think you can go climb Kilimanjaro because you climbed Stone Mountain 2 times. True story. So that's just me. I don't know you. I don't know what your tendencies are when you get under distress. Maybe you just crawl in a hole and isolate. Me, I come in guns blazing like, what? What can we control up in here? And if I can't control the situation, I'm gonna control something. I'm gonna control myself. I'm gonna engage in some type of self-controlling behaviors, going into extremes of something gonna get controlled. And that's how I survived chaos. This is a very effective strategy. Chaos is all around. What can I control? And I focus on whatever I can control. And then I am not distracted by the chaos. I'm not depressed by the chaos. I'm not anxious in the chaos because I'm focused on that one thing. Somebody wrote a book about leadership in extremis, and they talked about like military training of paratroopers and how they, when you, all these little checks and different things you do, and going through, I've never jumped out of an airplane. I got injured before that was an option for me. But, we used to have a cadence. stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door, little military cadence. So I kind of get what happens. There's all these different preparations that you have to do, all those checks. And when you're doing all those checks, what aren't you doing? You're not sitting there worried out you about to die jumping out this plane. And I will say I have rappelled off a mountain, and that was very early in my military career during the equivalent of like basic training as a cadet. It's a beast. It's called beast, and it is a beast. And I did all kinds of things that felt like I was gonna die. All kinds of things. I was like, these people trying to kill me. But then I remembered they're probably not trying to kill me, although this does seem like a killable situation. Like if something goes wrong, you definitely gonna die. But look at all these other people doing it. I've said that so much to myself. So I was afraid, legit afraid. However, I focused on the instructions I was being given, and I had enough trust in the people who were in charge that I figured they had taken care of whatever needed to happen, so I did not die. So I'll use the example of the rappelling off the mountain. Learned for the first time to tie a Swiss seat. Seat is a very strong word for what a Swiss seat is, because basically it's some rope that you tie some knots around and sit down in. Don't think about a chair. It's literally a rope, and you tie some special knots, and you make like a little seat around your legs, around your backside, and then you hook up a carabiner to it, and it's supposed to keep you from dying when you rappel off a cliff. So I'm both learning how to tie these special knots for the first time, and then I'm making my Swiss seat, but there's somebody checking, and then you're told how to put your hand in the small of your back. You have another rope, so you got your Swiss seat on, you hooked up with the carabiner to a rope, then you got another rope, and you're holding that rope. It's going all the way down to the bottom. And that is the way that you control how fast you go. And they're just explaining this to you like I'm explaining it to you, although they probably use, I don't know. This is what I remember from almost 30 years ago. And they're like, okay, you put your hand in the small of your back to stop. I don't know how it works, but it does work. You got the rope behind you. You put your hand around the rope. You put it at the small of your back. Somehow, magically, it caused you to slow down or stop. This is all I knew. They're like, okay. And then you kind of like back up against the cliff. You put your legs out like in a pike position. Then, and it's like you're calling out these calls like somebody's on belay. Okay, belay is ready. Okay, coming over, something like that. And then there you go. You just go on off the cliff, and it's high, super high. And I'm terrified. But I'm trusting that these people are probably not going to kill me, because we're still early in the process. And I don't think that's what they meant when they say they're going to weed out the weak. Probably not by like death. So that's how I got through the rappelling challenge. I trusted that the leaders had taken care of everything. I surrendered myself to them. And I stand here today alive because I survived. Was it terrifying? Yes. Was it the most terrifying thing that I did? No. Definitely the most terrifying thing I did was the slide for life, because that, you have no Swiss seat, and you are relying upon, I don't know, your own fear of death to keep you from falling off. Now that was crazy. You're basically holding on to these little bars. You're high up again, and then you're rappelling down again, this guide wire, and you hold on till you're low enough, and you let go and you fall in the water. I definitely struggled with that one, because I'm like, I am not that strong upper body wise. I got very small arms. Got like almost like T-Rex arms compared to my body. So when they're telling me you will support yourself and your body will not let you fall, I'm like, are you sure? Like, how did they do the study that showed this was true? So many things I was so naive about in the military. I had to trust the higher authority of the trainers, but they always gave instructions. Now, you're not encouraged to question the instructions. That's inefficient. You're not encouraged to, they're not giving you the whole rationale, the physics of it all. They're just telling you what to do. The expectation is that you're going to listen to what to do, and then you're going to not die. All right, 15-minute crew. Y'all are finished. If you were stretching for 15 minutes, that's awesome. If you were walking or doing some type of long sprint for 15 minutes, you're done. But hang on out with me because I got to get into it. So that's some 2 real life examples of me putting my trust through my fear and anxiety in a higher authority than myself. Now, what would it look like if in my fear I was questioning authority in those situations? What would I look like? Talking about, well, how is this Swiss seat made? And can I get another type of seat? Is there another way that we could do this? And you know what? I don't even consider this a seat. Who named this? Who are the Swiss people? That would not have gone over well. What if I had tried to have another route instead of doing the slide for life? You know what? I'm not going down this tower. I'm just going to go ahead and swim over to the other side. And if you get me a life jacket and a boat, that would be great. But this thing right here, that's not going to work for me. So I'm going to need you to get me a boat or a canoe or a life jacket. And that's what I'm asking you for. Now, this sounds crazy, don't it? That sound crazy? Well, friends, isn't this how we sound when we talking to God? Okay? You over here praying about your situation, of which the Lord knows everything about how you got there and what's going on in the future and everything. It's not unknown to God. And you over here praying, telling God what to do. Talking about, not just like, I'm not talking about pouring out your heart like, oh Lord, here's the desires of my heart. Because when the scriptures that say that He will grant you the desires of your heart, you got to read the verse before that. What it really means is that when you're connected with God, your desires change. Your desires align with God's desires. And that's why the desires of your heart are granted, because now you're aligned with God's desires and it's all good in the neighborhood. But that's not what we do a lot of the times. A lot of the times we are self-absorbed and self-righteous, and we bring our desires directly to God with no intention of getting God's input, no intention of submission or surrender. And we expect the Lord to show up. And I grew up in a charismatic faith, and, as they were trying to teach a true message about being bold and having boldness before the throne of grace, it got a little bit much at times. And it became as if God was in a transactional relationship with us. Listen, okay, God is Abba Father and His personal God, but God is still God and you are not. Just read Job. You're not sure about that. A lot of examples in there where God's like, child, I'm sorry, were you there when I hang the stars in the sky? And yet you sitting over here trying to tell me how to solve your problem that is I allowed it for a purpose that I had. That was my purpose. And you trying to get me to undo something that I'm planning. And you sitting over here questioning me. You have no knowledge, you have no perspective. I didn't ask you to question me. I just asked you to listen to my instructions and obey what I said. It's not wise. It's not wise. So the surrender prayer helps to remember the order of operations. Okay? Remember, okay, God, Jesus, I surrender myself to you. That's the first step. This is all you. This is all you right here. Okay? Take care of everything. Now listen, if somebody told me, no, let me go like this. If I say I'm gonna take care of it, it's handled. Okay? It's handled a la Olivia Pope and Scandal. Handled. Because this girl right here, I handle my business. And I'm not going to say I got it unless I got it. And even if I can't do it myself, I'm going to figure out how to get it done. Because my word is my bond, y'all. Okay, I don't play about my word. So if I say it's handled, it's handled. Okay, what do you think God is? Okay, if God says I got this, God's got it. So I got a lot of variations on the surrender prayer. Not my will, but yours be done. That's like the holy one. Do your thing, God, which I can say all kinds of different attitude ways. That's the hood one. But the Jesus, I surrender myself to you. Take care of everything. Take care of it. Take care of it. Take care of this. Take care of this. Love it. It's so liberating. And you can say it with holy expectation. And you can say it with attitude. Handle your business, God. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know why you got me in this situation. I have no understanding. So since you haven't given me understanding, handle it. And then go to sleep. Don't go trying to dictate how it's handled. And the Lord delights to stand up, to step in, to show out, and to show off. You got to get out the way. You got to get out the way. You got to get out of the way. And you got to stop trying to get all up in God's business. Trying to figure out every which way and how the situation's going to work out. Okay, you prayed. You said, handle it. Okay, you said, okay, God gave you a desire in your heart. He gave you a vision. You got confirmation. Do your thing, God. It's all you now. Okay. You said you're going to give me houses I didn't build. See that house right there? Do your thing, God. Do your thing, God. I'm just going to sit back and watch you work. Watch you work, baby. Do your thing. I think the Lord delights in prayers like that. I really do. I really do. I think the Lord loves to be trusted. Because I know I love when people trust me. And when I try to wrestle back control from God, like, have you ever snatched back control? This is how we're not like God. Okay? Here's how we're not like God. All right, okay. Say I delegated a task to someone. Say it's my beloved. Okay? And I delegated a task. And he said, I got this. But don't seem like you got it. Now, see, a lot of times, the way he does things is not how I do things. This is actually a great example. Okay? He may take a little longer. He'd take his time. What seems like a crisis for me is not a crisis for him. Okay? And so, I'll be sitting there like, okay, he said he got this. I see no evidence that he got this. Let me see. And then in the past, I would snatch it back. That God's not like that. Okay? I was wrong all them times. I snatched it back. Because I would snatch it back with attitude like, you don't got this. Snatch it back. Okay? Sometimes that's what we're trying to do. Snatching back situations from God. That he said he had it handled. And we don't like the way he's working. So we snatch it back. And I can tell you this was not great between my beloved and myself. So now, if I'm doubting, I come humbly with a commentary. A little prompt like, hey, I know that you got this. And you got this, brother. You got this. But I'm just kind of curious, like, can you tell me a little bit about your plan? I'm just curious, or maybe you just need a little prompt. That's where the boldness before the throne comes in, because, there's people who prayed before the Lord boldly, specifically, when it says, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open to you. It's the word that's used there is like the grammar description, but it's basically like ask. It's like a continuous asking, knocking. It's a nagging or a prompting, perpetual prompting until you get it done. This morning, I just read a little book called Praying Circles Around Your Children. And it talked about the example in the Bible. Well, no, it's a Torah example, Jewish example of a person who drew a circle, stood inside and said, I'm not leaving out this circle till the Lord causes rain to come. And they became known as the rainmaker. But it was the boldness of the prayer to say, I'm not leaving this spot till my prayer, till my Lord has showed up. Now, that's borderline, because, you're being specific about what you want. But he didn't say how. Okay, and I do believe that if you come with the wrong desire and you pray, that the Lord will honor your boldness and either conform your heart to say, okay, I see you praying for this house right here, but this is not the house I have for you. I got some other house though. And now you good with bold prayers. So good job. And the Lord will reveal to you the purpose so that you can line up. I do believe that. I mean, I know that to be true from my life. I don't actually just believe it. I know that to be true from my own life experience. So, to sum it up, when you surrender yourself to God and you trust God truly to take care of it, that's it. Don't try to micromanage God. Don't do it. Just surrender, let go, let God. That's the song I'm going to use on my 3-minute snack. As soon as I stop worrying about how the story ends, I let go, I let God have God's way. Sometimes you do this out of like helplessness, but I'm challenging you to do this out of faith. Out of faith, a confident expectation that God, my son sings a song. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing that my God can't do. Something like, he made mountains so big. Something. All I know is the first part is like, that's a word right there. That kind of faith. See, remind yourself, my God is big and mighty. He can do anything. God, handle this. Take care of everything. Work it out. Taking a nap. I'm going to let you work. I trust you. Jesus, I trust in you. So that is my word for you today. That's my challenge. I hope it was encouraging to you. I hope that you take that word, you apply it to your life. I'm going to enjoy the sun, which is the rising. And I like the dark start dawn. I might have to play with that sometimes. Flipping up my routine a bit so that I do the inside work. Then by the time I'm walking, I can see the sunrise. Kind of like that. Today, Monday, before Thanksgiving, you got to move your body with love and intention. And you got to remember that I love you. Bye.